The film opens with text recapping the downfall of humanity after the spread of a deadly virus that snatched mankind's ability of speech and intellect. After a tumultuous period of coexistence between the humans and apes, the apes gradually evolved into higher beings as compared to their human counterparts. One ape in particular was instrumental for the survival and powerful rise of the apes: Caesar. Caesar was widely respected and recognized as the leader of all clans of apes. Despite their struggles with mankind, he believed that humans and apes can and should coexist, as he too was raised by humans. However, the first scene shows that this charismatic leader of apes is dead, and his funeral is attended by a large gathering. His ape clan places flowers on his head before the pyre is lit, and the apes honor their fallen leader. Centuries later, apes have formed separate clans across the land. One such clan was established near the ruins of Los Angeles and became notable for forming symbiotic bonds with eagles and engaging in falconry practices, becoming the Eagle Clan. 3 young chimpanzees of the clan, Noah, Suna, and Anaya, are currently preparing for their coming-of-age ceremony, which involves collecting eagle eggs. They go out in search of them for a bonding ritual, since their clan trains eagles to help with tasks. On a nearby cliff, the 3 easily find an eagle nest with 3 eggs. However, the law of the clan dictates that at least 1 egg should be left in the nest so as not to traumatize the mother. Suna and Anaya get their eggs, and Noah sets his sight on a nest even higher up in the cliff. Using ingenious tactics and his sheer strength, Noah climbs to the highest nest. There, he manages to grab 1 egg right before the mother eagle swipes at him and causes him to fall. Fortunately, Noah manages to catch himself on the side of an old building, much to the relief of his friends. After the 3 make their way down, they return to their horses that they had tied up near a tree. But Noah notices that his blanket is missing from his horse. Suddenly, footsteps can be heard from nearby, and the 3 apes start conversing through sign language. Anaya throws a rock at a nearby bush, and someone rushes away from the spot. The 3 young apes hastily follow the mysterious figure before it can get away. But soon enough, they stop dead in their tracks as the figure seems to have vanished underneath a tunnel. The group then realizes that Noah's blanket is stuck to a bush near the tunnel's opening. They slowly proceed in that direction, but Anaya soon catches the smell of a human, known to the apes as echoes. This scares them, so they immediately rush back to their horses and bolt away. The 3 return to their village, where Noah promptly greets his mother, Dar. It's revealed that Dar was the one who taught him and his friends sign language. She urges him to go meet his father, the leader of the Eagle Clan and master of birds, Koro. Noah tries to change the subject by inspecting a fishing rod, and it's obvious that he's scared of his father. However, he does make it to the clan's aviary, where Koro is inspecting nests for the village's eagles. Initially, Koro talks to his son about the upcoming ritual happening the next day, but he suddenly stops when he smells an unfamiliar scent on Noah's blanket. The chief ape quickly realizes that it's the scent of an echo and asks his son if he went beyond the Valley of the Shadow. A terrified Noah promises that he did not, and Koro decides to let it slide. But he does warn the young ape that echoes bring nothing but trouble. Koro then takes the blanket and shows it to the clan's elders, who seem to be worried by this unexpected development. That night, Noah overhears a noise and finds the same human woman from earlier. To his horror, she pushes him on the chest and accidentally breaks the egg that he was keeping in his sack before fleeing away. Without the eagle egg, the bonding ceremony can no longer take place. He then quickly informs his friends about this incident. While Suna and Anaya are willing to postpone their rituals, Noah refuses to do so and goes out to find another egg. However, things take a dark turn on the way, as he finds the body of an ape. Soon afterwards, he stumbles across a member of his own clan who has a knife in his back. The ape tells him to hide, which Noah complies with. Then, all of a sudden, a group of masked apes arrive at the scene. They are a hunting party belonging to the Coastal Clan, led by a fierce gorilla named Silva. One of the members finds Noah's blanket, which contains the scent of a human being. It is then revealed that this group is searching for the human that Noah saw earlier in his village. Unfortunately, Silva also finds Noah's horse and smacks it so it can run back and lead them to the village. When Noah returns, he is greeted by a shocking view. The entire village is on fire. The masked apes are rounding up the clan members using strange weapons which have electrocuting rods on one end. The big gorilla General Silva then brutally kills one of the village's elders, all the while shouting, "For Caesar." Scared, Noah climbs up the tower, which has the aviary on top. But Silva spots him from afar and starts following him. Inside the aviary, the father-son duo free up as many eagles as possible before it's too late. Just then, Silva arrives at the scene and beats Koro to a pulp. Noah tries to help, but he's thrown off the tower, and Koro is ultimately killed. In the morning, an unconscious Noah wakes up amidst the ruins of his home. His worst fears come true as he finds his father's mangled body nearby. Heartbroken, the young ape gives Koro a burial and sets forth to try and find the rest of his clan. Just then, Koro's eagle appears and flies away, signaling Noah to follow it. The young ape then hops on his horse and goes to the tunnel where he had seen the human girl a few days ago. His father had explicitly warned him not to go beyond the tunnel to the Valley of Shadows, but Noah notices several footprints leading there. He then gathers his courage and ultimately rides his horse into the tunnel. When he reaches the other side, he finds the ruins of human buildings, which are now covered with plants. The young ape continues to travel without any fixed plan and rests when necessary. Koro's eagle reappears the next morning, and Noah tries to bond with it through the chant his father taught him. However, the eagle rejects his authority and claws at his arm before flying away. One afternoon, Noah ends up stumbling across a field in a forest which seems to have been a site for a very recent battle. While checking around the place, Noah ends up falling through a glass ceiling and into a trap. As he cuts himself down from the trap, he's met by an orangutan named Raka. Raka initially believes that he's with the masked apes, but Noah explains his situation. Raka then reveals his clan too was attacked by the intruders, and one of his friends was brutally killed. He survived by hiding underneath the forest floor where he had built a large settlement. Following this, the orangutan shows Noah his stash of books, something that the young ape has never seen before. Furthermore, Raka also explains that he belonged to the Order of Caesar, a group that follows the teachings of the real Caesar. These teachings dictate much of the laws in the ape world, and several clans have elders who keep passing these laws on to young ones. Unfortunately, Raka is now the only member of the order. He then reveals that the masked apes follow a tyrannical ape who calls himself Proximus Caesar. He has taken the ways of Caesar, twisted and corrupted them to his benefit. The wise old orangutan also tells Noah about the time when humans and apes coexisted alongside one another, something that Caesar strongly believed in. However, Noah cuts the conversation short and reiterates that he must return to his horse and get on his way to find the rest of his clan. On their way out of Raka's settlement, they once again see the human girl, and Noah chases her away immediately. He then explains to Raka that the girl has been following him from his village. This information is enough for Raka to bring out his own horse and accompany Noah in his quest. That night, the two set up camp and eat whatever supplies they can find. Soon enough, the girl appears near their camp and steals 2 fruits. Before Noah can snap at her, Raka stops him and says that she was only following him out of desperate hunger. He asks Noah to give her his blanket for warmth. The young ape refuses to do so, saying the blanket belonged to his mother and is important to him. But Raka imparts Caesar's teaching on Noah and asks him to show mercy to other creatures. Reluctantly, Noah obliges and gives the girl his blanket. The old orangutan notices that the girl is quite intelligent, unlike other humans who have become dumb after the virus. Following this, Raka names her Nova, after the human girl that Caesar befriended. He reveals that Caesar was also raised by humans and was the first of the elders among the apes. Thus, the legends and teachings related to him are important. Later that night, Noah arrives at an observatory and looks up at the stars through a telescope. The girl then looks through the telescope and reacts with similar astonishment. This spooks Noah, as humans in this age do not possess the same mental capacity and range of emotion as apes. The following day, he talks about the incident to Raka and finally agrees to take the girl with them. On their way, they come across a singular zebra grazing in the forest. Amused, they get down from their horses and follow the zebra, only to notice a huge herd that is drinking from a nearby ravine. To their utter surprise, a group of humans also slowly gathers around the ravine. A visibly emotional Nova stares at them, but they look nothing like her. While Nova looks healthy, fit, and well-dressed, these humans look malnourished and are wearing primitive clothes. Seeing that the girl has found her herd, Noah decides to continue on his journey. He tells Raka to stay with her and the humans and teach them the ways of Caesar. Before departing, the wise orangutan gives Noah his necklace that contains a symbol of the Order of Caesar. Raka then returns to Nova, who is still observing the human herd with tears in her eyes. However, she does not react positively when she notices Noah riding away. She tries to get back to him, but Raka misunderstands the situation and pulls her towards the human herd. Things take a turn for the worse when, minutes later, Proximus's apes arrive and start to round up the humans for sport. Nova hides in the grass while Raka tries to protect her from the wrath of Silva, who seems to be searching for her. Unfortunately, the bad apes locate her and are about to capture her. But before they can do so, Noah arrives in the nick of time and saves Nova. The trio then somehow outrun the villainous apes and make it to a nearby shore. After the dust settles, Nova finally speaks for the first time and says her real name is May. She tells Noah that the coastal clan have taken his villagers to a man-made bunker. She also clarifies that her main motive is to find more humans. In the next scene, they continue their journey and soon come across a bridge. Unfortunately, Silva and his apes once again corner them. In the ensuing battle, one of the apes tries to grab May, and she ends up falling into the river. She gets caught in a net, but Raka manages to pull her out while he himself gets entangled. This proves to be futile though, as soon enough, Silva captures both Noah and May before he approaches the net with a knife. At this pivotal moment, Raka reminds Noah of Caesar's words, "Apes together strong." The large gorilla then cuts the net, causing Raka to drown to his death. In the aftermath of this incident, Noah and May are taken to Proximus's settlement, which is right next to a giant vault that he has been trying to open for some time. There, Noah is initially kept with Dar, Suna, and Anaya before being taken with May to meet Proximus. Noah sees that the leader of the intruders has a human advisor, Trevathan. The human is willingly subservient to Proximus, since he's accepted that humanity's reign over Earth is long gone. Proximus then explains that he plans to open the vault, which he believes has several advanced human weapons. He wants to use them to conquer all the ape clans. While he warns Noah that humans cannot be trusted, he thinks the young ape may be useful in his endeavors. Following this, Noah speaks with his mother, who has already accepted that their home is gone. Our hero also begins to lose hope until he sees the necklace that Raka had given him. It reminds him of Caesar's ways, and the young ape convinces himself that Proximus's ideologies are wrong. Noah then goes to find May and confronts her over what it is she really wants. She tells him that she's looking for something like a book that would help humans communicate again. Following this, the two, along with Suna and Anaya, hatch a plan to destroy what's inside the vault by getting it wet so that it may be rendered useless. However, Trevathan catches them sneaking around and tells them that their attempts will be futile. May tries to convince him to join them, but Trevathan has completely given up on humanity. He even threatens to expose their plan to Proximus. With no other options, May chokes him to death and has the apes throw his body in the water. In the next scene, they plant explosives around the dam that surrounds Proximus's settlement. They also find a secret entry that leads them to a bunker containing the vault. Inside, the apes find books showing apes behind bars in zoos, revealing the time when humans controlled Earth. Meanwhile, May activates the generators and finds a revolver along with a book which happens to be a deciphering key inside the vault's machinery. Unbeknownst to them, she has also accidentally opened the main gate to the vault. The group then starts to make their way out of the vault until they're met by Proximus and his apes. One of his lieutenants, Lightning, holds Suna at knife point as Proximus demands that May admit what her plan is. In response, she pulls out the revolver and shoots Lightning in the chest, killing him. When Proximus asks if there are more guns, May says he cannot have what is inside and proceeds to blow the dam, flooding the bunker. Proximus's apes are instantly killed, while the Eagle clan starts climbing their way up. On the other hand, Noah is chased by Silva, but he manages to squeeze his way through a gap that Silva is too big for. This causes the brutish gorilla to ultimately drown. The apes then make their way up to the top, but Proximus finds them and begins to attack Noah for ruining his plans. He intends to make him bow before killing him, but Noah begins to chant his father's songs to command the eagles. This encourages the rest of the Eagle clan to join him in the chant, and soon enough, the eagles proceed to attack Proximus. They claw and peck at him until Proximus falls from the edge and dies a painful death. After the battle, Noah leads the apes back to their home, where they begin to rebuild. A few days later, May approaches them to bid Noah farewell. He says that he's come to agree with one thing that Proximus said: humans will do anything to serve themselves. May admits that she is trying to get humans back to reclaiming their planet, but Noah questions if apes and humans can ever coexist peacefully. In the final scene, May travels to a plain area where a satellite base is located, still operational and inhabited after 300 years. She gives the decipher key to a woman named Karina, who takes it to her team. They then use the key to activate a massive satellite dish and successfully contact other settlements, giving hope to the restoration of human civilization.